Welcome back to Reviews Inside TV, where your kitchen toolkit gets smarter, one gadget at a time. If you've ever tried sous vide cooking or even just thought about it, you've probably realized that the one thing more important than temperature control is the seal on your food bag. And that's exactly where today's product comes in. Say hello to the Anova Culinary Vacuum Sealer. It's slim, compact, and comes bundled with 10 pre-cut BPA-free bags. Sounds simple, right? But simplicity can either be a superpower or a shortcut. So let's break it down and see what it's really made of. At its core, the Anova Vacuum Sealer is all about precision and practicality. It's designed for home cooks who want to step into the sous vide world without battling bulky machines or steep learning curves. This model features dual mode operation, wet and dry sealing. So whether you're bagging up a juicy cut of marinated steak or some fresh vacuum-packed greens, the unit can handle both with a dedicated setting. The machine's footprint is refreshingly small, measuring around 15 inches wide and just over 3 inches high, making it countertop friendly even in compact kitchens. It's not just about cooking sous vide either. This sealer also serves as a food preservation tool, extending shelf life by removing oxygen from storage bags, which slows spoilage and freezer burn. For anyone who does bulk grocery shopping, meal prep, or keeps a well-stocked freezer, that matters a lot. Now in real-world use, setup was as easy as plug, load, and seal. No clunky parts, no assembly, just drop in the bag and press a button. I tested it across multiple food types. Raw chicken sealed dry, marinated pork loin sealed wet, even vacuum-packed some cut veggies. Everything stayed tight, uniform, and leak-free. In wet mode, the machine held up well. No liquid pulled into the machine, which is often where cheaper models trip up. Each bag sealed in about 6 to 8 seconds, and there were no resealing do-overs. That kind of performance matters when you're batch prepping meals or managing multiple sous vide cooks. Let's talk pros and cons. What really stands out is the size. It's compact enough to store vertically in a cabinet and light enough to move around easily. The single-button auto function is intuitive, but you also get the flexibility of separate pulse and seal modes if you're working with delicate items. Build-wise, it feels solid despite the mostly plastic exterior. However, on the flip side, it doesn't come with a bag cutter or roll storage built in, which might be a downside if you prefer customizing bag sizes. And it's worth noting, it only fits Anova-sized bags or any other similarly sized third-party bags, so you're not dealing with true universal compatibility. That's not a deal breaker, but definitely something to consider if you're brand hopping with vacuum bags. Quick pause. If you're enjoying this breakdown so far, don't forget to hit like, tap subscribe, and ring that bell so you don't miss our next deep dish product review. We're serving tech with a side of real talk, right here on Reviews Inside TV. Now, in terms of price to performance ratio, the Anova Vacuum Sealer sits somewhere in the mid-range. It's more expensive than basic models like the NutriChef or some off-brand options, but it undercuts more feature-rich models like the FoodSaver V4840. What you're paying for here is ease of use, decent performance, and the Anova brand ecosystem. That said, if all you need is a vacuum sealer for sous vide and not complex storage cycles or bulk preservation, then this machine holds its ground well. If you're the type who wants built-in roll cutters, bag storage, and accessory ports, you'll probably want to look elsewhere. When comparing it to similar options, the FoodSaver FM2000 is one that comes to mind. It's slightly cheaper and includes roll storage, but lacks a wet seal function. Meanwhile, the Zwilling Fresh and Save is more compact and rechargeable, but geared more toward everyday leftovers than sous vide precision. What gives the Anova an edge is its wet-dry versatility and the fact that it complements the brand's sous vide cookers so seamlessly. But for someone who doesn't own an Anova circulator, the value equation shifts slightly. It becomes a solid standalone tool, but not the most feature-loaded for its price. Now let's talk build. For a device that's mostly plastic, it actually feels well assembled. The lid closes with a satisfying click, and the control buttons don't feel mushy or cheap. There's no LCD screen or digital readout, but in this case, that's by design. It keeps the device minimal, low maintenance, and less prone to tech malfunctions. Anova is known for its long product lifespans, and while this model hasn't been around long enough for full long-term testing, the early indicators look positive. Owners report consistent performance over months of heavy weekly use, which is promising for something this size and price. As for customer support, Anova tends to get praise for responsive service. They're active on social platforms and quick to resolve common issues like faulty seals or defective units. Plus, the product ships with a 2-year limited warranty, which gives a little peace of mind, especially for a product category that often sees quality inconsistency in lower-end models. So to wrap it all up, the Anova Culinary Vacuum Sealer does a lot of things right. It's compact, dependable, and thoughtfully designed for the home cook who wants a reliable tool without the fuss. It doesn't try to do too much and excels in what it's built for: clean, efficient food sealing for sous vide and storage. Its biggest advantages are simplicity and dual sealing modes, while its drawbacks, like lack of built-in roll storage, might matter more depending on how often you use it. It's ideal for anyone already cooking sous vide or just stepping into meal prep. Not perfect, but it definitely lives up to its intended role. Thanks for sticking with us on this one. If you're curious about picking up the Anova Vacuum Sealer, the link's waiting in the comments box. And hey, if you've already used it, drop your thoughts below or shoot us your questions. We read everyone. Until next time, stay sealed, stay flavorful, and stay tuned to Reviews Inside TV.